students, welcome back to our online classes. Like last class we started a new chapter called data structure. I told the weightage for this chapter is 14 marks. I just brief out what we have discussed in the last session and we'll get into today's session. Last class we discussed about data structure. What is the definition for data structure? Data structure is a specialized format for organizing and storing data in the data structure, for storing the data in the memory. Isn't it? We need an efficient way to organize the data in the database. So we follow a specified structure that we call as a data structure. Then we have seen about classification of data structure. In classification of data structure, we have just seen the diagram. We have primitive and non-primitive data structure. Under primitive, we have integer, floating point, character and pointer. And we have non-primitive data structure. Non-primitive data structure, we have lists, we have arrays and we have files. And primitive data structure which directly operates on the mission level instruction, and non-primitive which are derived from the primitive data structure. And in arrays we have seen about types of arrays: one-dimensional array, two-dimensional array and multi-dimensional array. And when I spoke about array, in array we have discussed in detail about one-dimensional array, what is the syntax, what is the definition for array, all those things we discussed. Then we went to linear data structure, non-linear data structure. Linear data structures, we have stacks, queues and linked lists. Non-linear data structure, we have trees and graphs. This is about the classification we have discussed. Then we discussed about the operations which are performed on the data structure. We have create, update, destroy, select. We have discussed about the operations on data structure. Later we discussed about even the operations on linear data structure. So when we discuss the operations which are carried out on the linear data structure, we discussed about traversal, searching, sorting, merging, etc. So now we see, I spoke about there are two types of searching. First of all, what does it mean by searching? To find the location of an element in a given array. I'll have an element, so I'll just match my given element with the array present in the memory. If the element matches with the given position, the system, the computer will give us the position where exactly the element is present. So in searching, what we do, I tell the searching is nothing but finding a position. Finding the position of an element in a given array, we call it as searching. So I spoke about two types of searching, one is linear search and binary search. So we'll discuss about, in today's session we'll discuss about the searching, especially in searching. First case we'll discuss about linear search. So I have taken linear search, I have taken the algorithm as well as the program. First I will explain the algorithm. After explaining the algorithm, we'll trace the program. Now just listen, I told searching means what? To find the position of an element in the given array. In linear search, we do the searching in a linear fashion. We do the searching in the linear fashion one by one. I am going to compare my given array. I mean I am going to compare the given element with the elements which are present in the array. So first we will take a linear search. Location is equal to 0. That means location is null. I repeat, if I tell location is equal to -1, it's nothing but location is pointing to null, because array element starts from 0. I can't give location as 0, it should be null. So instead of null, you can use -1. Next, for loop. Next, you have to implement for loop. For p is equal to 0 to n-1, I am initializing. The for loop, I am initializing p to 0, and n stands for number of array elements. If I have 5 elements, my array elements are 5, my n will be 5. So n-1 is 4, so the position will be 0 to 4. Next, if a of p is equal to element, so this side I am taking element, example I am taking some element, I will compare the element with the given position. So for p is equal to 0, a of p, that is a of 0. Imagine I will take an element and compare with the given position. If the position matches to the given, if the element matches with the given position, I will return the location, this particular location, that position I am giving it to location. So it will go to step 3. So if location is greater than or equal to 0, it will print the location. Else, if the condition fails, it will come here. It will tell search is unsuccessful. If it matches, it will go here, it will check for a location is greater than or equal to 0, it will print the location, else it will tell search is unsuccessful. So this is about the linear search algorithm. You just keep this in mind. Having this in mind, we will see how the program works and we will do the tracing of the program for linear search. linear search, binary search is very important, both the algorithm and the program. Even in the lab, for your lab purpose, even you have this binary search. Okay. Now, so when you start writing your program, please you have to include the necessary header files. #include iostream.h, #include conio.h, #include if you want any manipulators iomanip.h. So you need to include the necessary header files. I directly started from the main function. You are aware of always the program execution will start from the main function. So what I have taken, I am just initializing my array. A of 50 is nothing but my array. I, position, element n. In pos what I will store? In position I will store my location. At what position my array is present. In element, here I will store the element to be searched. And it describes the number of elements which is present in an array. Clear screen? Now enter the number of elements. Okay. For the user, we are just taking the number of elements. Before that, see, I have taken an array. My array size, my n is nothing but 5. So I am taking array indexing starts from 0 to 0. It starts from 0. So 5 elements 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So imagine enter the number of elements. I have taken n as 5. Enter the array elements. When I ask you to enter the elements, you are entering 10, 20, 40, 50, 30. So to read each and every element, I have inculcated a for loop. So by using the for loop, I am storing all this 10, 20, 40, 50, 30 in A of I. So in my array, I am just storing all these elements. So this is nothing but my, see, my A of I. Here, this is my array, and I value will be keep on changing from 0 to 4. So enter the search element. So I am entering my search element. Imagine my search element, I am taking it as 40. Okay, so the element to be searched in an array is 40. Now, position is, now I am giving position. Initially, my position is pointing somewhere else. Position is -1. So for I is equal to 0, I is less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Now I am initializing I is equal to 0. So initially it will be pointing here. I is less than or equal to 5 means I is less than or equal to n is nothing but 5. Clear, it will be working. Now if element is equal to A of I. Now just listen. If element is equal to A of I. So what is I? 0. What is A of I? What is your A of I? A of I is 10. So what condition we are checking? What is my element? My element is 40. Is 40 equal to 10? No. Your condition fails. Now in the for loop, I value gets incremented from 0 to, now I value changes. I value is incremented from 0 to 1. So A of 1. What is A of 1? Now A of 1 is 20. So 40, my element 40 equal to 20. 40 equal to 20. No, again the condition fails. Okay. Now again condition fails. Again I value gets incremented. I value will be incremented here. Now I value is equal to 2. Now what is A of 2? A of 2 is 40. Now 40 equal to 40, yes, my condition is true. Now here the condition satisfied. What is my element? 40. 40 equal to A of I. What is A of I? A of 2. A of 2 is nothing but 40. So 40 equal to 40, yes, it's equal to 40. Now what is my I? My I value is 2. So position, here I have 2 break statements. It will come here, it will check here, it will come outside this. If statement, it will check here. What is my position? 2. 2 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, 2 is greater than or equal to 0. Now it will execute the statement next to this. Element, what is my element? 40. 40 is present at position. What is your pos? 2. So what will be your output 40 will be position, 40 will be present at position 2, else it will not be present. For example, now I have checked for the possible condition. Now 40 I searched, I got the element is present. Imagine I am searching 60. Imagine I am searching for the element 60. Now first condition we have seen. I repeat for the first condition itself. Later we will go for the next case. Now see, have taken a given array. Okay. Now what is my array? Array size is 50, but how many elements I will put? 5. What is my n value? N value is 5. So how many elements I am inputting? 10, 20, 30, 50, 30. And one more thing, you just listen in this array. In linear search, the array need not to be in the sorted form. I mean to tell, the array need not be in ascending order or descending order. It can be any random manner also. Why? Because we are comparing the element with each and every element in an array. Wherein in binary search, before sorting, the array should be in a sorted form. That means the element should be arranged either in ascending order or in descending order. Here you see 10, 20, it should be 30, 40, 50, no, if it is sorted in ascending order. Whereas in linear search, the array need not to be in sorted order. So I have taken 10, 20, 40, 50, 30. Need not to be in sorted form. So I have seen the first condition. In first condition, what we have seen? We are searching for the element which is present in a given array. I took 40, I searched the array. Now in the second case, let me take an element which is not at all present in an array. Imagine I am taking my element as 60. Now we will see the tracing. For I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, we are inserting it up to 5 elements. Now enter the search element. I will insert it 60 here. Now what is my search element? Element is 60. Again position will be pointing somewhere to -1. Now I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, I plus plus. What will do? If element is equal to a of I. Now see here. Now what is your a of I? I value initially it will be 0. Initially it will be 0. So what is my a of I? A of I is 0. What is a of 0? 10. Okay. Now element is 60. Okay. Now 60 equal to 10. No, your condition will fail. So again see in the for loop, your I value gets incremented. So I value gets incremented from 0 to 1. Now your I value is 1. What is a of 1? A of 1 is 20. So now what is the element? 60. 60 equal to a of 1 is 20. 20? No, the condition again it fails. Okay. So what will happen again in the for loop? Your I value gets incremented. Now your I value will be 2. So what will be your a of 2? Your a of 2 is 40. So 60 equal to 40? No. Again the condition fails. Again I value gets incremented to 3. What is a of 3? A of 3 is 50. So 60 equal to 50? No. Again the condition fails. Again I value get incremented to 4. What is a of 4? A of 4 is 30. So 60 equal to 30? No. Again the condition fails. Okay. Now again I value gets incremented to 5. But what is your array element? 5. So 5 is less than 5. Your condition fails. It will come outside here. It will come outside here. It will not check this. Okay, where is this? Now your position. What is your position? Your position is -1. Okay. Your position what I have initialized? I have initialized to -1. -1 is greater than or equal to 0. No, the condition fails. Now it will come here as the element. What is the element? 60. 60 is not present in the array. 60 is not present. Like that you will get the output. Element is nothing but 60. 60 is not present. So we have discussed two cases. One we have discussed, I have taken the element 40 and I have discussed the first case. Next I have taken the element which is not present in an array. So I have taken 60. 60 is not present in an array. So what will be our output? 60 is not present. If you take 40, 40 is present at the location 2. So here what will be I value 2? The 2 I am giving to position. What I will get? If now 2 is greater than or equal to 0, as the condition is true. Now what is the element? 40. 40 is present at position. What is the position? 40 is present at position 2. Is it clear? So in linear search we discussed two cases. The next searching method is binary search. Okay students, we have discussed about linear search. I have shown you the algorithm and program. We just seen the tracing of the program. Now the very important concept in searching is binary search. First we have discussed linear search, next we will discuss binary search. Student, binary search is very important even for the exam point of view as well as for your lab point of view, even in your lab practicals. Like we have a program based on binary search, and even in your exam point of view for 5 marks they will ask you either the algorithm or they will give you an array. They ask you to find the element, given element, and exactly where the position is present in an array. So there are two possibilities, either they may ask the algorithm or they may ask you the tracing. Okay, so this is very important. Please make a note of it. Very important for 5 mark question. So first let me explain you the algorithm and the tracing. Later we will just see the implementation. Later we will see the program how it works. Now I will trace you with the help of algorithm. It's very easy. And it is very easy when compared to our linear search. The time consumption for binary search is very less. Imagine if the array size is very it is short, we can go for linear search. Imagine the array length is big. If it's 50, 60, even 100, the searching becomes tedious if we go for linear search. Why? What is the disadvantage? What is the drawback in linear search, so that we are going for binary search? In linear search, each and every element you have to traverse. Imagine the array element, the search element is present at, imagine in an array of 100, you are searching the search element. It is present at the position 99, in the last position. So you need to traverse all 99 elements. You have to visit each and every element at least once. Then only you will get the array element which you are searching. But wherein in the binary search it is not like that. We are going to find a mid element. We are going to split the given array element into two. So the searching will start from the first half if the element is less than your search element. If the element is more than your search element, it will start from the next half. Okay. Now let me do the tracing, how the binary search works. Now see, step 1, what I am doing, I have taken an array. Imagine my beginning is equal to 0. What is B stands for beginning? E stands for ending. Your beginning, or even we can call it as lower bound and upper bound. So what is your B? B is setting it to 0 and my E I am setting it to n minus 1. So what is n minus 1? What is my n? My n is 7. What is n minus 1? N minus 1 is 6. Okay. So what is my beginning? My beginning is 0. Okay. My ending is n minus 1, that is 6. So where the position location initially it is pointing it to minus 1. That means null. So your location is minus 1. We are using a while loop while B is less than or equal to E. What is your B? 0. So 0 is less than or equal to 6. Yes, the condition is true. So what I do? I am just finding my mid element. So M stands for mid element. Mid element formula is beginning plus ending divided by 2. Okay. So imagine your beginning plus ending divided by 2. I'll just even we can divide the board like this and write. Now see here, I'll take. What is my mid? Beginning plus ending divided by 2. So what is the beginning? 0. What is the ending? 6, 2. Okay. So what is your mid element? Okay. So it is 6 by 2. 2 3s are 6. What is your mid element? Your mid element is 3. I repeat what we have done. We have taken an array. Array starts from 0. So 0 to 6, that is n minus 1. So ending it is 6, your beginning is 0. How to calculate mid element? Beginning plus ending divided by 2 will get the mid element. I got the mid element 3. Now what they are doing? They are comparing. First we will find the beginning and ending, then find the mid element, then compare. Now what we are comparing? Your element is equal to A of mid. If your element is equal to A of mid, you will return the location. Else we will go for if condition. Whether if my element equal to A of mid, now I need to decide my search element. In a given array, let me take my search element as 60. So what is my search element? My element is, I have taken 60. So what I am doing is 60 equal to what is my A of m? That is A of 3. What is my A of 3? 40. So 60 equal to 40? No. My condition fails. Again I will come here. Element is less than A of m. What is the element? 60. 60 is less than, what is my A of m? 40. Is the condition true? No. The condition is false. So it has to go to else. We'll check 60 is less than 40. 60 is less than 40? Yes. No. The condition fails. 60 is not less than 40. So what will happen? See, 60 is the condition fails. We'll go to else part. Now beginning will become mid plus 1. What will be a beginning? Beginning will become mid plus 1. What is your mid? Your mid element, what you found, m value is 3. 3 plus 1 is nothing but 4. Your beginning is now set to 4. Now what we'll do? Beginning will change. It's changed to 4. End is changed to, end is not changed. It is as 6. Now again check your while loop is 4 is less than or equal to 6. Yes, 4 is less than or equal to 6. The condition satisfied. Again I will find out my mid element. My m is equal to beginning plus ending divided by 2. That is 4 plus 6 divided by 2 is nothing but 10 by 2. 10 by 2 is nothing but 5. So your mid element is 5. Okay. Now you have find out your mid element. Now check with your element. Now this is fine. This condition your m is, you got 5. Now what is your element? 60. 60 is equal to A of 5. What is your A of 5? 60. So 60 equal to 60. Yes, the condition satisfies. So what you will do? If the condition is true, mid you will give it to location. So what is your location now? 5. So here you check, it come here, go to step 4. Sorry, this is go to step 3. Go to step 3. So what is location? What is your location? 5. 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Print the location. What location it will print? It will print 5. So that means at position 5, the given array element 60, the given search element 60 is found. I repeat the case. First case I have taken 60. That is present in the, see, I am dividing the array. If I find the mid, my mid of this will be 3. So my search element is greater than my mid. So I will search my search from this side. Imagine I am finding 20 is my search element. 40. For 20 is less than 40. So I will search from this end. Okay. If your search element is greater than your mid element, you go to the upper bound. If it is less, you will go to your lower bound. So here I have taken first case. In your first case, I have taken the search element as 60. So search element I have taken 60. See, beginning 0 and n minus 1, that is 7 minus 1, 6. So I have taken beginning is 0, ending is 6. Now first next step what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the mid element. Beginning plus ending divided by 2. So what is your beginning? Beginning is 0, ending is 6. So 0 plus 6 divided by 2. 6 by 2 is 3. So what is your mid element? 3. So once you found out your mid element, what we are supposed to do? A of mid. So what is your A of mid? A of 3. So A of 3, what is present? 40. So initially when you found out your mid, my A of 3 is 40. Is 60 equal to 40? No, the condition fails. Once the condition fails, I will come to the else part. If condition fails, I am coming to else part. Now I am checking 60 is less than 40. 60 is not less than 40. Again condition fails. I will go to else part. What I did, I changed my beginning to mid plus 1. What was my mid? 3. What is 3 plus 1? 4. So now my beginning changes. Again I am going for my while loop. My beginning is 4. My ending is 6. 4 is less than 6s. 4 is less than 6. Again same step. I need to calculate my mid. Beginning plus ending divided by 2. 4 plus 6 divided by 2. I have 10 by 2. That is 5. So what is my A of mid now? Your A of mid is this one. A of 5. What is your A of 5? 60. Now 60 equal to 60. Yes, the condition fails. I will give the mid to location. That is nothing but your position. Now if 5 is greater than or equal to 0, that is nothing but your location is greater than 0. So I will print the location. Hence, my search is successful at the given location 5. So this is case 1. Now let me take another search element which is present in the lower bound. Okay, let's take the same. Imagine, let me take 30 or let me take 10 or let me take 30. We'll see what will happen. Okay, next we will take the next case. So next I have taken case 2. I have taken the search element which is present in your lower bound, which is after your mid, before your mid. So I have taken the search element as 30. Now what we have to do? Again same thing. Beginning is 0. Your ending is n minus 1, that is 7 minus 1, 6. So what is your beginning? Beginning is 0. Your ending is 6. N minus 1, that is 7 minus 1, 6. Now is 0 less than or equal to 6? Yes, 0 is less than or equal to 6. So what I will do? I will calculate my mid. So mid is equal to beginning plus ending divided by 2. What is your beginning? Your beginning is 0. What is your ending? So what is your mid? 6 by 2. That is nothing but 3. Okay. So what is your A of 3? A of 3 is 40. So what is your mid here? 40. So what is your A of mid? Your element to be searched is 30. 30 equal to 40. Is it condition true? No. The condition fails. So again I will come for element if statement, that is else. In else again I will have a if statement. This element is less than A of n. That is your A of mid. A of mid is, what is your element is 30. Is 30 is less than 40? Yes. The condition is true. 30 is less than 40. Yes, the condition is true. If the condition is true, what will happen? End will become mid plus 1. Now here see, in the first case I have shown you beginning will become mid plus 1. Why? Because your search element is greater than your mid element. Here your search element is less than your mid element. So what will become? What will be your ending? Ending will be mid minus 1. So what is 3 minus 1? Your end will become 3 minus 1, 2. Okay. Now again we will check. What is your beginning now? Your beginning will be as usual 0, but your end is changed to 2. See, your beginning is 0, your end is 2. Again you just check. What is your beginning? 0 is less than or equal to 2. Yeah, the condition fails. Calculate your mid element. Mid is equal to beginning plus n divided by 2. That is 0 plus 2 divided by 2. 2 by 2 is 1. So your mid element is 1. Okay. Now you compare your mid element 1. What is at your mid element 1? 20. Is 30 equal to 20? No. Your condition fails. So if your condition fails, what will happen? Again you check. If the element, that is your 30 30 is less than 20? No, 30 is greater than 20. Your condition fails. Now here we check. Beginning is equal to mid plus 1. So your beginning will change to, your mid is 1, 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So your beginning is 2. Okay. So your beginning is 2. Now you see, I'll just check. Now I will erase this part. Your beginning got changed to 2. Your end is as it is 2. So again calculate your mid. Beginning plus ending divided by 2. 2 plus 2 divided by 2. That is 4 by 2 is nothing but 2. So your mid element is 2. Okay. Now you compare this 30 equal to A of mid, that is 30. Yes, your condition is satisfied. At position 2, I am giving the 2 position to location. Why? Because here mid is what? 2. So 2 what I am doing? Your mid is now 2. So 2 I am giving it to location. So next go to step 3. In step 3 is 2 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, the condition is 2. Now I will print the location 2. Yes, at the position 2, my element 30 is formed. Okay. So what is the location of my search element? Your search is successful at location 2. Next we'll see case 3, wherein we search for the given array element which is not present in the array. Guys, next we have taken case 3. I have taken the search element as 80. But see 80 whether it is present in the given array, it is not present. So I discussed 2 cases. First case is what? I have taken the search element 60. So it is present in the upper bound after your mid element. So we will start the search from the second half. So next case 2 I have taken 30. 30 is present at the before your mid element. So we started the search from the lower bound. So next element what we are taking is, I have taken the element which is not at all present in an array, the case 3. So what will happen, how the search will go on if the element is not present, we'll see. Now the search element is 80. So what is your mid? Your mid is what is your beginning? Your beginning is as usual 0. Your ending is 6. Okay, first these are the 3 steps when you trace the algorithm you need to follow. First you mark beginning and ending. Next you find out your mid element. Next you do the comparison. Now see, how will I find the mid element? Beginning plus ending divided by 2. So what is my beginning? 0 plus 6 divided by 2. It is obviously 6 divided by 2 is nothing but 3. So your m is 3. Isn't it? So your mid is 40. Now what is your search element? 80. Now you compare. 80 equal to 40. Your condition fails. 80 is not equal to 40. See, element equal to A of m. What is A of m is 40. That is A of 3 is nothing but 40. So 80 equal to 40. No, your condition fails. So again what will happen? I will check comparison. What is my comparison? 80. 80 is less than 40. No. Your condition here again the condition fails. Again here I will go to the else part where I will take beginning is equal to mid plus 1. What will change? Your beginning will change to m plus 1. That is nothing but 3 plus 1. So your beginning is 4. So what changed here? Your beginning changed. See, every time you need to check your beginning and ending, you need to calculate the mid element. You should go for comparison. Now what is your beginning? 4. What is the ending? 6. Again start finding your mid element. See while what is your beginning? 4. 4 is less than or equal to 6. Yes, the condition fails. So obviously you need to calculate the mid element. 4 plus 6 divided by 2. 10 by 2 is nothing but 5. So what is your mid element? Your mid element is 5. So what you do to start comparing is 80 equal to what is A of m? 60. Okay, your A of 5 is 60. 80 equal to 60. No, your condition fails. Again you go for your if statement if 80 is less than 60. Again your condition fails. Again what will do? your beginning. What is your beginning? Mid plus 1. So what is your mid? 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, now beginning change to 6. End also change. End will not change. It will be as it is 6. 6 is less than or equal to 6. Yes, 6 is equal to 6. The condition satisfies. Again you calculate your mid element. So mid is equal to 6 plus 6 divided by 2. 12 by 2. That is nothing but 6. So m of this is 6. Okay. What is present in this? You will get 12. Your a of m, that is m of 6 is 70. 80 equal to 70. No, the condition fades. Now 80 is less than 70. No, again the condition fades. Now again here your beginning will become mid plus 1. That is 6 plus 1 is nothing but 7. So here you see your beginning change to 7 in the last condition. Beginning is 7, end is 6. So 7 is less than or equal to 6. No, 7 is greater than 6. The condition fades. So end of while. We'll end the while statement. Okay. So we'll come here. The search is, see the location, it will be minus 1 only. So here also it will not, if checks also it will be failed. Now print the searches and successful. So after end of while, if it goes here, location will be minus 1. Minus 1 is less than or equal to 0. No, the condition fails. It come to the heads part. It will tell the searches and successful. So we have discussed 3 cases. One is after your mid element, before, next one is before your mid element. One element, that is 80, which is not present in an array. Next we'll see a program how to implement the binary search. Okay. Now I discussed the binary search algorithm with you all. Now you will see the implementation, the program part. This is very important for your exam point of view as well as for your lab exams. So you need to understand how they have implemented the binary search algorithm by using C++. Now you see, program to find the location of an element, okay, in a given array, you have to include the main functions and all. Now I started from the, you have to include the data files. I started from the main function. Now see, I have declared, this is your declaration part. You are aware of the declaration part contains array, I, N, M, location, beginning, ending, position, element. So I tell you what and all I am going to store. Your A of 10 is nothing but I am reserving memory for my array. My I is nothing but I am using in the for loop. My N is nothing but to store the number of elements. M is nothing but my mid. L is nothing but my location. B is nothing but my beginning. E is ending. Position, I am use pause. My search element I store in ELE. So how many elements? Imagine I am giving 7. My N is and 7 I am giving. So enter the elements. See here in your output what you have when you run, enter the elements. Enter the elements as it is. Enter the elements. Okay. Now imagine I have entered 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So to read that in your keyboard, I have implemented a for loop. If you want to read an array of elements, you have to use for loop. So I have stored it in A of I, in the array A of I. Now enter the search element. Imagine I am entering the search element. In your output you have enter the search element. Enter the search element. Imagine I am entering 60. Okay. Now what your ELE contains? 60. 60 is stored in the variable ELE. Now position is -1. Initially it is pointing to null. Beginning is 0. Your ending is n minus 1. So beginning is 0. Your ending will be 6. 7 minus 1, that is 6. Now you are comparing while beginning is less than or equal to ending. 0 is less than or equal to 6. Yes, the condition is true. So 0 plus 6 divided by 2 is nothing but 6 divided by 2, that is nothing but 3. Okay. So your element is 60. 60 is equal to A of mid. A of mid is A of 3 is nothing but your 40. 60 equal to 40. No, your condition fails. I'll check whether 60 is less than 40. No, 60 is greater than 40. Your condition fails. I'll go to the else part. that is 3 plus 1, 4. Okay. Now your condition changes, beginning and end value changes. So what is my beginning? 4. What is my ending? 7. Sorry, 6. Okay. Again I will be checking 4 is less than or equal to 6. Yes, the condition is true. 4 plus 6 divided by 2, that is 10 by 2. My A of M is 5. A of mid is, that is mid is 5. So A of M is 60. Okay. Now 60 equal to 60. Yes, condition satisfied. So I'll come here. I'll break here. Again I'll check. No, if statement itself satisfy, I'll break. I'll come here. Position. I'll come for position. Okay. So here M. If this condition satisfies, I'll get into the if statement. So what is my position? My position is M. What is M? M is 5. So 5. 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Yes, 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Condition satisfied. So I'll check position. So what will be my position? Position is equal to 5. Okay. Now this will be our output. For the given element 60, this will be output. If 60 is not present, it will say search is unsuccessful. So this is about your program implementation of binary search algorithm. We have discussed all the 3 steps, as well as I've discussed the 3 cases, and I've traced the program as well. This is very important, student. Binary search program as well as algorithm, and keep on stressing. In today's class, I'll just brief out what we have studied. Basically, in today's class, in today's session, we discussed about the searching. So searching means finding the location of an element in a given array is nothing but searching. In searching, there are 2 techniques, linear search and binary search. Linear search, we just compare the given element with each and every element present in an array. So it's a linear traversal which is quite time consuming. But the element which is present in the linear search in an array need not to be in sorted form. Please keep in mind. Whereas in binary search, the element which is present in an array should be sorted in an ascending order. Okay. Sorting is nothing but arrangement of elements whether in ascending or descending order. Whereas in the binary search, the array element should be in the sorted form. In the linear search, we will not find mid and all, but here we are finding a mid element. To check whether the search element is greater than your mid, you will go for the upper bound. If it is less than your mid, you will go for the lower bound. Otherwise, if the element is not present in an array, we will say the search is unsuccessful. So the remaining insertion of an element into an array, deletion of element into an array, and sorting methods we will just discuss in the next session. Thank you.